So now it's part 2 of my predictions for the 2020 teammate battles, and we'll start with Racing Point. Lance Stroll is a frustrating driver. His qualifying performances are continually disappointing, but then he's probably the best starter on the grid nearly. He consistently makes up places on first laps. And his race pace I don't think is too bad either, but when you're so far out of position on the grid versus your teammate and the other drivers in midfield cars, it's difficult to score points on a regular basis, and he found it out last year. Sergio Perez is probably the most underrated driver in the sport at the moment, and he really is a super talent on Sunday afternoons. Now, you would expect Perez to comfortably win this battle and carry Racing Point's hopes once again in 2020. But it'll be interesting to see if Lance can get closer to him now that he's in his second year with the team, and they should hopefully have a better car this year after a difficult 2018 which led into a tricky 2019. Toro Rosso's 2020 lineup is 2 Red Bull rejects, you could say, but this year will be surely their final opportunity to prove themselves and stay in Formula 1. When Pierre Gasly returned to Toro Rosso last year, he put in some exceptional performances, Brazil being the high point with that amazing second place. But even if you take out all the carnage that ensued in the closing stages, he still would have been 7th and best of the rest, so he was really outstanding that weekend. He comfortably outpaced Kvyat in their time together in the second half of the season. So really all the pressure is on Kvyat this year to find another level, or Gasly will beat him fairly comfortably. And if Gasly performs like he did in the second half of 2019 and 2020, he may just get another chance at Red Bull if Albon struggles again for Verstappen. But I would expect Gasly to come out on top of this head-to-head fairly comfortably on the basis of what happened in 2019. At Alfa Romeo, this could be another close head-to-head. While Raikkonen comfortably outscored Giovinazzi in 2019, in the second half of the year, the Italian outscored his teammate and outqualified his teammate 5-4, and he outscored him by 13 points to 12. Now, if the Raikkonen in the first half of the season appears throughout 2020, then he should fairly comfortably win out. But if Giovinazzi can continue to show the form he produced after the summer break in 2019, then this could be a really tight fight. But with Raikkonen's experience, you probably would just favour him to shade it. But if the car doesn't suit his driving style, then Giovinazzi could well and truly beat him. So it'll be an interesting battle at Alfa Romeo, and I'd just give my vote to Raikkonen, but we'll have to see how quick the Alfa Romeo is. Haas, Haas. The driver lineup that is comfortably the most unpredictable in F1. Both can be incredibly fast on their day, but are extremely incident and crash prone, especially Romain Grosjean. Now, if Grosjean delivers his best performances, then for sure he can beat Magnussen. But can you really trust him? Not particularly. He's so accident prone and mistake prone that you have to have a lot of doubts about him, and you have to say he was extremely lucky to keep his drive after his performances in the last couple of years. Obviously, the car last year was pretty terrible in races, but Grosjean's mistakes have cost his team a number of points over the last 2 seasons. Magnussen can be crash prone and mistake prone as well, but not on the scale of Grosjean. Now, in outright pace, I'd probably say I'd actually go with Grosjean, but considering their career so far, I'd probably just go for Magnussen in this head-to-head, but they have to cut out the mistakes, and obviously Haas have to sort out their issues with the tyres in races. Otherwise, it could be another long season for the drivers and the team. But I would just go for Magnussen. But at the same time, on raw pace, if Grosjean delivers that throughout the year, then he should come out on top. But I'm going to pick Magnussen for now. The battle between the Williams drivers is the easiest one for me to decide who will win. George Russell, I think, is an outstanding talent who definitely deserves a better car, and let's hope Williams gives him one this year. Nicholas Latifi was very underwhelming in GP2 F2 from the races and seasons I've watched, and I expect Russell to thump him in qualifying head to head, and it depends on the car. If the car is capable of scoring points, then Russell will outscore him by a fair amount. If it isn't, then they might finish tied on points, but Russell is clearly the superior driver and should comfortably see Latifi off. Let me know your predictions below for all 10 teams in the comments section. But for now, from me, it's goodbye.